Quite the show above New York City. Some 60,000 pyrotechnic explosions fill the night sky with color as part of the annual Macy's 4th of July fireworks show. Tight security by the NYPD on the west side of Manhattan for this year's show. People lined up on 10th and 11th Avenues to get access to public viewing areas along the West Side Highway. And some, in fact, waited for hours to get the best possible spot.
It was really special because we're from a small town, so this is like exciting to see everybody come together as a community, and there's really nothing like this where we're from.
This is incredible, to be honest. Incredible. That's why I want to get in close as much as I can, close to the river, so I can fully watch the fireworks and enjoy it.
Moving the show from the East River to the Hudson for the first time in 10 years gave operators more room for bigger shells, and that was much to the delight of spectators.
Just an absolutely beautiful show. Tons of pyrotechnics, but that also left behind a little bit of smoke that we've been dealing with today.
That just won't disperse, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
That humidity.
it is nasty outside. I'm watching people on the sidewalk and everyone looks exasperated, right? It's hot, it's humid, and it's so hazy. Air quality's been a big story so far today. We woke up to very unhealthy air in New York City. We've seen that improve to unhealthy for sensitive groups, now at 148. So we're right on the line between unhealthy for sensitive groups and just downright unhealthy. Clearly it's hazy out there. It's also quite hot and oppressively humid. Here's a look at air quality across the tri-state, though. Not everyone is seeing this issue. Even down the Jersey Shore, we're seeing good air quality. We're seeing that for Suffolk County as well. But there is this pocket of nasty air in parts of the lower Hudson Valley into the 5 boroughs. So unhealthy for sensitive groups. Just keep in mind, if you have respiratory sensitivities today, you'll want to limit that time outside. Air quality alert until 11 o'clock tonight for the 5 boroughs up through the lower Hudson Valley, just with that smoke haze lingering in the air, as well as some ozone issues out there. Now we got to talk heat, because this is pretty intense. A warmer day today as compared to yesterday. 89 the air temp right now in Belmar, 85 in Central Park, 77 in Montauk. Then you factor in the dew points, which are in the low to mid 70s. That is oppressively humid, the kind of air that it almost it feels heavy to breathe in, and that's meaning the heat indices are in the 90s for many spots. Even a triple digit heat index right now in Belmar feels like 92 in Central Park, feels like 95 in Trenton, feels like 91 in Morristown. So seeing those numbers is no surprise that a heat advisory has been issued today and tomorrow for several counties in New Jersey. Now we got to talk storms. Not a lot on radar right now. I'm keeping a close eye on these showers up here over the Catskills. They're holding together, but it doesn't look like messing with too many people. The potential for these spotty storms is going to be there through the second half through Friday. I'll get to that in a second, but I also want to touch quickly on Hurricane Beryl. It did make landfall earlier this morning on the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico, just north and east of Tulum as a Category 2 with max wind of 110. It's now weakened as it moves across the peninsula, currently a Category 1 hurricane, but re-strengthening is forecast in the Gulf as it makes its approach to northeast Mexico or South Texas. Another landfall expected by late Sunday night into Monday morning as a Category 1 hurricane. It's something we'll be monitoring throughout the weekend. Now back to home. Spot storm chances, not necessarily severe, the SPC not looking at a severe risk, rather just general thunderstorms as they fire up for the second half of the day. So the bulk of the afternoon is mostly dry. Doesn't feel dry because it's so soupy and humid outside, but partly to mostly cloudy. Highs in the 80s, heat indices in the 90s. And then by late afternoon, early evening, it looks like a little life on radar as these spot thunderstorms start to develop. A lot of moisture to work with, so any storm that develops has the potential to have locally heavy rain, some gusty wind, and some lightning. It looks like that should settle down after sunset, but a few thunderstorms swinging through first thing tomorrow morning as well as the heat and humidity hold. Today's highs, topping out in the mid to upper 80s, are a touch above normal, but keep in mind with the humidity, it will feel 5 to 10 degrees warmer than that. So feeling like 90s with spot storms under that partly to mostly cloudy sky. Bumped up the high temperature today just because we are really covering some ground this morning, and we stay warm tonight. Not much relief from the heat through the overnight hours. Tomorrow, landing in a similar spot. A front is expected to move through tomorrow, which means those spot thunderstorms that develop in the afternoon have the potential to be a little bit stronger. But that front doesn't bring cooler air, just drier air. So temps are actually up on Sunday, but I do think with a little less humidity, it'll feel maybe a little more comfortable. I don't want to call it comfortable because it's still very warm, but just not as oppressive because the humidity out there today is brutal, and then you got the haze and the heat. It's just kind of nasty.
Thank you.
Sorry, wish I could spin that.
A frightening fireworks attack we want to tell you guys about. Coming up, a shell used at a fireworks show ends in the crowd of spectators.
And a volcanic eruption creating a spectacular sight in Italy.